Hi, everybody, and welcome to video 2, where to start when it comes to being on this journey to becoming a regenerative business. And the place to start is about embracing a regenerative mindset. Hi, everyone. I'm Char Love. I'm the Chief International Advocacy Officer at Natura, and I'm also the Executive in Residence at the Side Business School at the University of Oxford.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Mary Johnston-Louis, a Senior Fellow in Management Practice at Side Business School, University of Oxford. And I want to kick off this second video in our series by talking about one of the most foundational aspects of regenerative business, which is the mindset shift that is profound and that is required in order to begin to think about your business in a regenerative way. And what we know, and this is from a wonderful Harvard Business Review article that you'll see on the screen that came out in 2022, that fundamentally this is about tough problems and that solving tough problems requires a mindset shift. Now, in particular, what do we mean when we talk about the kind of mindset shift that frees you and allows you the kind of creativity and innovation mindset that regeneration invites us to have? We're talking about moving from something that is a trade-off mindset to something that I'll introduce, which is a paradox mindset. So what do we mean? When we talk about a trade-off, let's look at the definition of this word as we've come to understand it. It's fundamentally a compromise. A trade-off is a compromise between two desirable, but importantly, mutually exclusive outcomes or features. So it implies that a concession or a sacrifice must be made in one area in order to obtain benefits in another area. Trade-off language is incredibly common in business. We think about it when it comes to speed versus cost. We think about it when it comes to the way we integrate with our and interact with our stakeholders versus the requirements of some of our shareholders. Trade-off mindsets and trade-off language are incredibly prevalent in business and in the way we think about business today. But what we want to offer you in these videos is to introduce you to a very profound and powerful way of thinking, which moves to a mindset that begins to question trade-offs and begins to think about a new way of understanding these tensions. And this brings us to the concept of paradox. So the concept of paradox is actually a very ancient word. It's something that comes all the way from the 16th century in the English language, and it's something that has been used all the way until today. But the interesting point is that its original definition is really the one that we want to focus on and allow to illuminate the way that we think about the mindset shift that's needed for regenerative business. In this case, a paradox is understood as a strongly counterintuitive proposal, a proposition that might be surprising or it might be unexpected, but that which under investigation we understand it has to be well-founded or true. So why is this important? Think of the examples that I gave in terms of speed and cost, or in terms of working for the interests of shareholders and stakeholders. Fundamentally, most of the trade-offs that businesses perceive are paradoxes. They are things that need to be held both and, one and the other simultaneously. And just as we know that leading businesses need to be efficient and at the same time attuned to their employees' well-being, effective globally while at the same time meaningful locally, we know that these are not, in fact, trade-offs. What is required is a paradox mindset that means that businesses need to take a both-and approach to things that even might seem, at first glance, very strongly counterintuitive. And the way that I like to think about this is it is a powerful and sometimes quite visceral mindset shift. So I liken it to the idea of going to the gym, this idea that a trade-off mindset has become normal for us. It might be something that's the part of the gym that we're used to going to, the strength training, if you will, where we push ourselves and we understand how to get the results that we need, and we even begin to feel comfortable there. But the challenge is that that might not be the kind of work that's needed to get our businesses to the level of regenerative practice that's required and that's actually on offer. So in order to do that, we have to begin to work different muscles. And what that means when it comes to mindset is sometimes it can feel a little bit uncomfortable. It can feel like going to, if you will, a different part of the gym where we're learning to stretch, we're learning different movements, we're using different approaches to what might feel natural and might feel something that we have done before. And this is the invitation to notice when we are moving from a trade-off mindset where we think there